So I want to hit on a couple of videos dealing with elderly people being taken advantage of by young folk, swindled out of their money, their properties, etc. Now, recently, stories that have been in the news revolve around Shannon Sharp getting sued by a 21-year-old young lady, OnlyFans model, about $50 million. They say they had a 2-year relationship, and once it ended, he offered her $10 million to keep it quiet, and she said, "Nah, I want 50." So we'll see how that turns out. Bill Belichick, he's like what 70, 80 years old. Got this, I think his girlfriend is 20 something years old. Everybody like something ain't right about that. And she did an interview where she like interjected when someone asked, "How did they meet?" She said, "We're not answering that question." And everybody like, "Damn, Bill, you gonna let some little old girl dictate what you can and can't say?" Don't seem right. Then they say within since they've been together that this young lady has amassed like $8 million in real estate. You know, so we can understand from a probably a woman's perspective. You get with an older man for security. That's just a woman's nature. We understand that. But sometimes it's not women. Sometimes it's not security. Sometimes it's like swindling. But like with rich people, it's a little different because they have the resources, they have the connections to where hopefully they don't get taken to the cleaners and lose everything. They got people around that can protect them. But what about those who don't have that protection? And that's what I want to talk about here. I got a couple of stories here. One out of Houston, I think. One out of I can't think of. Is it Tampa, Florida, where these elderly people got swindled, looking, trying to find relationships. Get these relationships. Most of them, I mean, I don't know. A lot of times it be online. Sometimes it might be personal. Anyway, they get in these relationships with these younger people, and these younger people try to take them for everything they own. People just got no heart. But anyway, let's get into it. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And when you do subscribe, hit the notification bell so every time I drop a video, you will be the first to know about it. Let's check these stories out.
And the passage of that bill can't come soon enough for an 84-year-old Houston man. He says he's been fighting for about 3 years now to get back 8 properties that were stolen from him. He told KPRC2's Joy Addison that the fight is costing him his health. Joy.
Well, Keith, the man goes by the name of Sam. He says these properties are valued at just over $1.1 million. He says he was made aware that the properties were allegedly stolen from him after he received a notice to pay rent on a property that he thought he'd always owned outright. In 2022, after receiving the notice to pay rent to a person other than the landlord, Sam says he called the lender on the paperwork. He was then told that the property had been transferred to a property management group that had the same last name as his ex-partner.
I don't know, I know my property. She said, well, they got your property and they remodeling company. I said, what?
He then learned that a $1 million loan had been taken out against the property and 7 others that he owned.
And she took the deeds.
And look, if you look at this, like, let me see, where is it? If you can see this house, how much you think this house might be worth? Not even $100,000. This house. I mean, you look at the neighborhoods. So it's not like this guy has like middle class, like property in middle class neighborhoods that's fixed up and bringing in like a lot of revenue. He probably owns property, renting them out. Like I said, got 8 properties, probably renting them out to people who could, low income people, and making a certain amount of money. But this probably might be worth like 200,000-300,000. That's crazy to think that. But in this day and times, I mean, shoot, property values it just look like they're not really well taken care of. But he can say he owns property. But damn, 7 property or 8 properties, about $1 million, so 1 point something million dollars. That's average. What, 200,000, 150, 200,000 for each property, or is the average? But I ain't knocking them. Get your real estate, man. Wherever you can get it, just get you some real estate. Try to keep it maintained so that way you can lease it out to people, and you got this income coming in like every month. And if you pay them off, shoot, you can't lose. So once you get them paid off, you can't lose. All you doing is paying property tax. But again, he got taken by some younger woman. But let's go. Let's continue.
The property and 7 others that he owned.
And she took the deeds.
got a lump sum loan against them because all the properties were paid off.
After that, then they liquidated all my property.
The woman accused argues that the properties were given to her, but Sam says the signature on the new deeds is not his. He says he feels he was taken advantage of because the woman accused is about 30 years younger than him, had access to a notary, and a history of theft and fraud.
I lost my money, I lost my voice, I'm losing my voice, I'm losing my health and everything. So it's really hard, traumatic.
The lead attorney of Vestige Law says as long as you have a notary, taking deeds is easier than we might think.
Anyone can go file something in the property records office. They can record something on a property. All you need is a document you're recording. You go down there, you say, I'm recording it for this specific property. You pay them a small fee, $10, $20, and you can record a new deed.
And the best method of prevention is due diligence.
Once every 6 months, just go check your property, put your address in and check if the property pops up under your name.
I would probably do it more frequently than 6 months because scammers they work hard to do what they do to get a hold of your, like I say, property, uh, just your money, period, and to take it from it. This woman was 30 years younger, so she probably said, I told you I did a story about where about heirs property, where a lot of people, like black people, their grandparents, great grandparents may have got land like after slavery, sharecropping, Jim Crow, and they amassed like hundreds, maybe thousands of acres. Over time, they leave it to like their kids. And over time, you get kids and you get grandkids and so forth. So you have family like probably all over the country, descendants all over the country who probably don't even know that the land is in their family. And so they show this guy who went down to the records office, checking on properties throughout, Texas to see who owned what. You got these development companies who want to build houses, build condos, businesses, etc. And so you got they have people that work for them to go out here and look at this property to see who owns it. Then they find out that that someone owns the family, but it's like heirs property. It's like no will, nothing actually handed down through documents saying this is how the property will be distributed over time. So you got all this family who got property. Saying, don't have documents telling you what to do with the property, who can and can't sell it, this and the third. So this person will go and contact family members and say, hey, you have land here. You probably didn't know it. Do you want to sell it? They'll be like, yeah, sure. They'll sell it. Then the next thing you know, they'll amass so much land. So now they got so much control of this land that they can actually force people to sell it. They can actually take it, go to the courts. And they end up with all the land and the family has nothing and not really knowing what the heck done happened. It's easy because like the laws are lenient when it comes to real estate, but real estate is so important. This is how you amass what they say generational wealth. It's how you can amass money in your family. But the laws are so jacked up that anybody can just come and take it from. I see the stories all the time over and over again. And like this story here, the lady, all you need is a notary stamp and go down to the records office and say, I need a deed, sign, have somebody forge a signature. And that's it. Not actually having people coming down to the courthouse and say, hey, this is me, this is my ID, this is my land, I'm signing over. No, just, hey, sign. Hey, I'm a notary. I know how easy it is because with a notary, all we saying is that this is you. We're swearing that this is you. We know who you are either by ID, you being in present, in the ID, or people who know you, who can vouch for you, say that that's who you are. And just sign the papers and stamping it and walk out. And that's it. So it's like not a whole lot of checks and balances to make sure people keep properties. But the point I want to make is older man, younger woman, get into a relationship, how they met, story didn't say, but I'm sure she found out somehow that he had a lot of property. It says she got a history of doing things like this. So she's probably one of the people who will go down to the records office and see who owns what property, and then try to befriend them, get into a relationship with them, only to just take out loans, take the property, and then move on to the next person. It's a sad and dangerous game. And what I noticed in this story is the guy Sam, the person that's sitting next to him wasn't family. It was a friend. It was a younger dude, but it was a friend of his, probably a neighbor that helps him out, helps him do things, helps him get around. But I didn't see, but like I say, it wasn't no family member in this video.
HPD confirms that the investigator on this case will be presenting charges to the DA's office tomorrow. There's also an ongoing civil case against the lending company that's involved. Reporting in downtown Houston, Joy Addison, KPRC 2 News.
And the sad thing about it, it's not like the man's going to get his money back. He's not. They're going, because it's going to be in court. It's going to take probably years. And by that time, he'll probably done passed away with nothing, because the stress is going to like get to him. But I want to go to this next story. Same, you know what I'm saying? Another thing, old man getting swindled out of his money by a so-called, somebody trying to get in a relationship with. That he got into a relationship with, and then get swindled out of all his money. But let's hit it.
First here at 5, he was looking for love in all the wrong places. And now a 92-year-old man from Sun City Center is out nearly $800,000. 37-year-old Otis Swinton Jr. is under arrest, accused of posing as a potential lover, then making off with enough cash for a lifetime. Fox 13's Evan Axelbank is in the newsroom with.
What is a 92-year-old person? What are they looking for? That's the question I want to know. 92 years old, and you're actually looking, but they say he was posing as a potential lover, so he could have been posing as a 80-something, 90-something year old woman and getting over on this guy.
The story, Evan.
Well, Haley, he was just a lonely guy living in an assisted living facility who was apparently desperate for love. Instead of finding that, he found a criminal.
Based on this stack of charges from 2019, Otis Swinton Jr. could also be called Otis Swindler.
It was 7 years ago where he was convicted of stealing more than $1 million from more than 50 people in Sun City Center.
Deputies say he convinced mostly senior citizens they had fraud on their credit cards and that they had to mail the card in to get it taken care of.
This is someone who is committed to stealing people's money.
And now he's done it again, with deputies saying that from jail, he managed to meet a 92-year-old who was living in an assisted living facility in Sun City Center. He pretended to be a swooning woman while he talked to him over the internet.
This was an individual who was lonely. Our victim didn't have family or friends in the area. He was in a facility, and he was looking for connection. And unfortunately, he found it in the wrong place.
The victim wound.
And as crazy as this sounds, this is not uncommon, because I've seen this happen. I have worked in nursing homes. And you hear it all the time that we'll have residents who will come up to you and be like, hey, I got this new boyfriend, or I got this new girlfriend, sometimes it'd be somebody acting like they famous, or just somebody who's from, I've worked with people who have got scammed and swindled by people, and they'll get an online relationship. That's why I'm not a fan of online relationships. You can't see somebody in person, then I wouldn't even, I wouldn't even connect with them online ever. Hell, I won't even answer a phone if it's not a personal contact. You leave a message. Sure, I done had homeboy tell me, man, Marlon, I called you, the other day. I'm like, did you leave a message? He like, nah. I said, you ain't call me. I mean, I'm just like that. I'm just like that, like protective, or what I'm saying, looking out for myself, making sure that nobody try. Because because back in the day, for some, it used to be easy. Like, people will call and you answer the phone because the phone number looks like, and it's like landlines, man, when you had a call ID, and people will call you, but the number will be like one number off, and you're not really paying attention, and you answer it, and then it's somebody trying to scam you. they even got so sophisticated now where you'll mess around and phone be ringing and it be you calling yourself. Then I mean, they just be so desperate trying to get to you. So I'm like, I don't communicate with people at all if I don't know you, unless I reached out to you first. So don't call me. You gonna call me? Leave a message. It can say IRS, but I know the IRS ain't gonna call you. Hell, I knew an older guy that in the apartment complex I used to live in. He told me that the IRS called him and told him he had like a bill he needed to pay, so he paid it over the phone. I'm telling him this was like years ago. And he was a veteran, and I'm telling him, dude, the IRS ain't gonna call you. The only way the IRS is gonna contact you is through the mail. And it says in the mail, when they send you a letter, we will not call you. This is the only way we're going to communicate you is through the mail. He's like, really? I said, yeah, you might want to call your bank and tell them what happened because I believe you just got scammed. But I'll say I was younger then, maybe like 10, 15 years ago. I'm saying that happened and I just knew better. You just don't, like I say, deal with folks like that. But these folks, like the story say, they don't have family. These con artists look for people. They prey on people who they feel don't have family. And a lot of time in nursing homes, think about it. Most of the time, like I said, I work in a nursing home. I rarely see family come and visit these people. Because a lot of time either they don't have family or they so estranged from the family that their family drop them off in these nursing homes. They make sure everything's taken care of. They make sure the nursing home got everything they need. And then they leave them there. I mean, I knew a story where this family came to go visit this guy come to visit his mother, bring the family to come see his mother, and his mother had been dead for like, I want to say at least some months. I think maybe like a couple of years. And I'm like, what the hell? That's what these predators bank on. Contacting these people, get a hold of these folk, and finding out if they got family that's taking care of them. Because if not, they know they can get them because these people are looking for a connection. And like I say, it's sad.
End up transferring money from a retirement account and into a regular bank account.
This is no small life savings. They had a substantial amount of money. He must have worked very hard for this. And this was a criminal taking advantage of this.
And what's so sad about it, these people will befriend them. And I've seen it where they'll say they're going to get married. They say they're going to fly them out, get them out of the nursing home, or come visit them, going to get married at the nursing home. But then all of a sudden they're like, oh man, I'm on some hard times right now. Mother passed. Or I had to take an emergency flight to so-and-so. Can you send me some money for a plane ticket? Or, send me some money to help fix my car, something like that. I was on my way to come see you in the car. They'll tell them these stories. And the folks be like, okay, I'll, send you some money. And next thing you know, every few days, every week, every month is something new. They get money, not knowing that these people are not just probably swindling you, they're swindling other people. So that's why they don't ask you for money all the time, because they get money from maybe a dozen or hundreds of other people to where they can space it out. They can space out the begging them. So you would think, oh, they got money, then they do have money, and they may send you a little money. They may do a few things for you, but then they come back around and be like, oh, I need this. Like, it's just a game that they play in order to gain access to your wealth.
Suspect had others withdraw the money using crypto, peer-to-peer transfer services, and ATMs. In all, deputies say they stole up to $800,000.
Once our scammer got out of prison, he started depleting those funds down to zero.
Swinton was finally caught in Orlando at a Publix using the victim's ATM card, just days after he got out of jail on the more than 200 fraud charges he was pinched for in 2019.
He is not committed to rehabilitating his life, and he needs to go back to prison.
Deputies say
that's the only reason why they say when people get out of jail, they're going to be back the majority, because when they get out, they go back and do the exact same thing that got them in the first place. Let's say you go to jail for selling dope. You ain't got no job. You get out. You can't go get a job. So what you going to do to try to get money for a lawyer? You can go back selling dope. I mean, that's just it. You got trying to live, and you done mess your life up to where you can't get a job because you're a felon, or you got no trade, no skills. You didn't use your time or your money to build those up. What do? Go back to what you know.
There is a good chance there are others out there who were working with Swinton to arrange this scheme. They also say it's possible there are more victims and are asking anyone who thinks they might be one to come forward. He is charged with several types of fraud, but there could be more charges on the way that could put him in jail for a long time. Haley.
It's just crimes like this, they're hard for anyone to process because it makes you think of, your grandparents, your great grandparents, and nobody deserves that.
So I did my due diligence, because this is what I tell you guys to do all the time. When you have questions, you don't know the answer, you seek them out. And you got this device in your hand or your laptop to where you can just look up and ask any question you want to. So I asked ChatGTP, and I asked them, I put in elderly. Oh, what did I put in? How do the elderly get swindled out of their money? And it says elderly individuals are often targeted by scammers because they may be more trusting, isolated, less tech savvy, or managing cognitive decline. Here are common ways seniors get swindled out of their money. Phone scams, impersonation scams. Scammers pretend to be grandchildren, police, IRS, or tech support. You see the stories where somehow people can get like your voice. You say hello, you pick up the phone, and they can get your voice, and then they can somehow use like AI or something to, create a whole conversation using your voice, and then call your family members and act like, you in trouble, in dire need, and get your grandparents or parents to send that money. Grandparent scam, a fake grandchild claims to be in trouble. Oh, there it is. Robocalls, person sends and donate or buy unnecessary services. You see it all the time. Like I said, I work in a nursing home, dialysis center. Them phones ring all the time. It's like they notice people are sick, getting checks from the government or what have you, and they prey on these people. Phishing scams, fake messages that trick seniors into giving password. Yeah, tech support scams, probable calls. Computer had a virus. Remember back in the day when I first had got like a laptop online, and I clicked on a link, I was on a website, and then it said like, this is like when viruses like come to your computer real easy. And it said if your CD hard drive pops up, you got a virus, and that something gun popped open. I'm like, what the hell? So you had to go back and, and reboot it and wipe it clean, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's great. Romance scams. Scammers build a fake relationship online, then ask for money under emotional pretenses. This is something I see common. Like somehow they meet people, they go online, and it shows it's not just kids. We sit there and worry about our children being on Roblox, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, and being like preyed upon by these predators. And then next thing you know, you see your 12-year-old or your 10-year-old daughter getting picked up by a 40, 50-year-old man, somebody they done met online. Or, your son, somebody pulling up on your son while he outside playing the trampoline. But, saying somebody they met playing video games online, that type of stuff. You fear for that, but then you got to also worry about your parents and your grandparents who are not really tech savvy and online playing these games, watching these videos, any messages will pop up. People will try to talk to them. Hell, I see it all the time too. People send you text messages saying, hey, long time no see. What you been up to? And you like, who the hell is this? And I just ignore them, because I don't know. If I don't know you, if I don't know recognize the number, I just ignore it. But when you got people, let's say long, because think about the nursing home. Like I said, you have no family. Who you got there either by family or by the hospital for whatever reason. And so now you're there. Caseworker put you there. And so no one is there to help you. So you're lonely. You're around people that you don't trust, don't get along with, people you think are taking your money. You can't do what you want with your money. You want for you in this building your whole life, 24 hours a day, pretty much. Can't get out unless y'all go outside to smoke or some kind of Easter egg hunt or whatever. And so you're lonely and you're looking for that companionship. What happens? Somebody reaches out to you and they be friends with you for a while. Then the next thing you know, one thing leads to another. They acting like they love you. Y'all gonna get married, but they need you to send them some money for a plane ticket or like say something happened. That happens all too often, man. What else? Misuse of power of attorney. That happens. You got family members, friends who take over your affairs and your estates, and they just take everything from you, stealing checks or credit cards, persuading them to transfer assets or change wills. This is the most underreported yet common forms of elder abuse. Amazing. Investment and charity frauds. And y'all see, y'all can read this. This happens all the time. Like home repairs. Oh, we're gonna come fix your roof, take your money, and then the roof is not even finished. Banking, a lot of you want a prize, see that all fake IRS. They go fake IRS. Like I told you, IRS will not call you. They will send you a letter. Warning signs, sudden changes in financial behavior, unusual withdrawals, isolation or secrecy, confusion about finances. And then say we like some help to protect them. Yep. Set up safeguard. And this is one thing I say is set up something early. Get your affairs in order early. And I mean like in your 40s, 50s, 30s. Set up the trust funds, set up your power attorneys, people you can trust. You do that as soon as possible. Don't wait till you get too old or something happens and then you have nobody to lean on. And so now you're in a hurry to find somebody to take care of your affairs and you mess around and it's somebody who's out to swindle you, out to get you. Was it add a trusted financial monitor, have like a family member or advisor? Attorney and accountant, anybody, transaction alerts, text messages alerts. I got those. Establish a durable power attorney. Like I said, I'm a notary. So it's something I have people call me all the time, say, hey, can you notarize? So I want this power attorney. I got somebody want to be a power attorney, or I need to be a power attorney, power medical attorney, whatever, for my mother, my father, whoever. So we need you, come and notarize. Will you come and notarize this? And I'm like, cool. Do it all the time. Password manager, two-factor authentication. That's antivirus, educate, phishing email, tech support, grandparent scams, monitor for decline. And see, a lot of times, like I say, when people like in the nursing home, that's one thing I don't understand. Like people in nursing homes, why the nursing homes are not monitoring their behavior more closely. Because if they're coming telling us workers that they've met somebody online, you already know they're in a relationship with somebody online. We already know that something's not right. So then we relay the information up to the higher management. But then I go back to work and nothing has changed. I don't get it. It's like they should do more to make sure that none of this happens. And they can say the person is an adult and they can make their own choices. They got free will. But nah, sometimes they need somebody to watch that money, like them old pimps would say. You got to watch that money for them because they don't know how to handle it. Sometimes you got to tell grown folks what to do for their own benefit, period. Limit in-person scamming, review legal protection, review and update all wills, trusts, and power attorney documents with a reputable elder law attorney. Check that. No unauthorized changes have been made under duress or deception. So yeah. So here's the thing, y'all. Keep an eye on your grandparents, on your parents. I know I talk to my parents all the time, and they said they got all their affairs in order. Now, me and my sister, we not going to be the type to scam my parents out of anything. We're just not like that. I know I'm not. I know she's not either. So I'm not even going to say, put it even out there like that, even suggest or insinuate. We're not like that. I mean, we got our own careers. We make good money. We got savings, doing what we got to do. We ain't on drugs, alcoholics, nothing like that. We know what I'm saying? We're not like that. But unfortunately, you got people who are like that. You hear cases a lot of times where people actually take out their own family members because they thinking they're going to leave them some money and then come and find out they ain't left them no money. She was that Gene Hackman. When he passed away, him and his wife passed away. They said the kids are pissed off because this dude got $80 million and left them nothing. But they had a strange relationships. You can't have a strange relationship with people. You shouldn't, whether money is involved or not. because you never know how it's going to play out, especially when you don't have the power in that relationship. But anywho, man, I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about these relationships, man. Like I said, look out for your peoples. If you got money and, saying real estate and got some wealth, hire the right people. Spend a little money to get the right people on your team to make sure your money is taken care of so that you can live off of, and that when you pass away, it goes to who you feel it needs to go to. Uh, Elderly people, shoot, I would say is when you're young, get married, get in relationships, shoot, have 20 damn kids. So at least, at least one of them is going to take care. I know, like in my dad's situation, I know he took care of my grandmother until she passed, and he's the baby boy, but he did everything for it, took care of the financials for houses, or when she moved to had to move from down home to like an apartment closer to him. He took it to a doctor's appointments, handled the money, everything, he and her sister looked out for her. I think right now, he looking out for one of his cousins and his brother. So that's what I'm saying. That is a role model I have, that I see, knowing how to take care of people, doing right by people, being a blessing to people. That's what it's all about. But anyway, tell me what you think about these stories. Leave your comment below. Share with the world. Have intelligent conversation. You know how we do around here. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Those 4 things cost you nothing but maybe a couple minutes out your day, but it means the world to us at this channel. If you'd like to support us financially, you can give super thanks, super chat, super stickers, and you can go to the description box. There are a couple of links there you can click on to help support us that way. Now, if you would like something tangible for your dollars, which most people do, you can go to marlonmorales.com, hit our Shopify store. Both links are also in the description box, or you can just simply hit the shop button below and check out all our luxury products. We got fragrances that last all day. Well, hell, I put some on yesterday, like one spray on my neck yesterday, and had to like scrub. Wash good, and I could still kind of smell the residue from it. It smelled. Hell, it's that, like I say, that strong, that good, that powerful. You will not be disappointed. We got silk products, pure silk products, the best products for your skin and your hair. We got beard products, handbags, and much more. Check them out. You will not be disappointed. With that being said, I'll leave you in peace, and I'll see you on the other side.